Hello and welcome to A Spirited Debate. I'm Lauren Green. The religious landscape of federal prisons has just been expanded. The Federal Bureau of Prisons has just agreed that prisoners who identify as humanists can now celebrate their holy days like Darwin Day and get the same rights as prisoners who are Christian, Jewish, Muslim, or any faith. The settlement comes after an American Humanist Association filed a suit on behalf of an inmate in Oregon. Here to debate is Monica Miller, attorney for the American Humanist Association, and Dr. Robert Jeffress, a senior pastor of First Baptist Dallas and a Fox News contributor. Welcome to you both.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
So, Dr. Jeffress, let me start with you. What's your reaction, your initial reaction to the Federal Bureau of Prisons recognizing humanism as a religion?
Well, I think they're correct, actually, in saying that it's a religion. Look, the Bible teaches that humanism is the second oldest religion in history. The Bible refers to it as the way of Cain, named after Adam's son, who chose to go his own way rather than following God's way. But even though humanism is certainly a religion, the worship of self, my problem with this decision is elevating humanism to be treated like Christianity. And it's built on the faulty premise that the Constitution demands all religions be treated equally. You know, a few years ago in one of these 10 Commandment cases, Justice Souter wrote, the Constitution demands government neutrality in religion, and Justice Scalia wrote back and said, who says? The fact is, all the Constitution says in the First Amendment is you can't establish a state church and coerce everyone to worship in it.
Okay.
It does not demand that all isms be treated the same.
All right, Monica, I want to get your response to what Dr. Jeffress just said. And also, I just want to ask you, what will the prisoner be allowed to do now that he has, the prison has officially recognized humanism as a religion? But I want to get your response to Dr. Jeffress as well.
Well, I think first there's sort of a misunderstanding about what humanism is. It's not about self-worship. In fact, it's actually a progressive philosophy of life that affirms our ability to be good people without holding supernatural beliefs. So I think we just have to at least understand what humanism is before delving into the rest. But as a principle, there is separation of church and state. It's long been held by the Supreme Court. It does command neutrality with respect to not only between religions, but between religion and non-religion. And so insofar as humanism can be really seen as a non-religion, as in a non-belief or a disbelief, rather, in deities, the First Amendment requires the government to be neutral with respect to that non-belief and with the theistic belief. And so the court initially, and correctly in our case, ruled that atheism and humanism are to be treated with the same respect and dignity as those beliefs, such as Christianity, that hold a belief in a higher power.
Now, Dr. Jeffress, this prisoner wanted to form a humanist study group, just like Christian prisoners have a Bible study. So why shouldn't he be able to do that?
Okay, well, first of all, let me clear up something our guest said when she said the separation of church and state has long been held by the Supreme Court. That's just not true. The first time the Supreme Court even used the phrase was in 1947, more than 100 years after the Constitution was ratified. So it's not been a long-standing principle. In 1811, 1892, the Supreme Court said very clearly, America is a Christian nation. But beyond that, look, if these prisoners want to go ahead and have their humanist celebrations, if they want to celebrate Darwin's birthday or erect the Festivus pole, I guess there's really not a problem with that. But here's what I think the problem is, Lauren. I think what is happening is once you give the idea that all religions, Satanism, humanism, whatever the ism is, have to be treated equally, everyone has to have their own holiday, it causes so much confusion. I think the danger is the government says, well, we're just going to throw out all religious celebrations and not have any observance. And I suspect that's really what is behind the humanists, the secularists, the atheists
and Monica,
who
why
are
don't you
doing
get,
these sort of things.
Monica, your response to that?
I mean, this is absolutely not about taking something away from Christians or trying to denigrate anything of another religion. This is simply about having equal treatment and equal rights to the same resources and facilities and privileges that the other inmate groups have. There's been a pagan group for a long time, a Wiccan group, all sorts of Rastafarian group. religious-based groups or groups that have an opinion on religion that want to gather and speak on their views about the world, and there's no reason why they can't add one more for humanists, and that's exactly what this is. It's not taking anything away from any other group, it's just according the same rights that those other groups have to those that don't hold a belief in God.
Monica, I have a question for you. So was the prisoner converted in prison, or was he a humanist before being sentenced for armed robbery?
Yeah, the word conversion is an interesting one. I don't know if we necessarily use that word when it comes to humanism. I do believe he's held these views for a long time. I can't say if it was right before or right after, but he has held the views of humanism for quite a long time.
Okay, Dr. Jeffress, just you go ahead, your last word on this.
My word on this is, look, nobody has to be converted to humanism. That's the way we're born. We have to be converted to a faith in God. And look, the reason everybody is in prison right now is because of following the humanistic philosophy that says we are all that there is, that refuses to believe in a transcendent God who has a law that we are required to study. But look, that's okay if they want to have their celebrations and their observance. I believe in the marketplace of ideas, Christianity will always win, because only the power of Jesus Christ can truly change a person's life.
All right, I want to thank you so much, Monica Miller and Dr. Robert Jeffress, for being here in a spirited debate. And please check out foxnews.com for more on this developing story. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.